What is up, guys? It is Undead Guppy here, and today I'm showing you my first speed art video. So I've never really tried anything like this before, and this is, I just want to say right off the bat, an awful piece of art. I'm so sorry, ItzZFocus, because this is the one that I did for you, and I did so many things wrong, and you'll see that in the video. But it was a learning experience, so I, again, did say that I'm still learning, but sorry about this. I'm going to make everybody who I screwed up, screwed over, at least, nicer skin, or a nicer avatar. So let's get started. Here I have the skin pulled up, and I'm doing a little sketch, and this is just a rough sketch that I usually do. This is what I was doing for my first piece of art, which was Bro, but I just trashed that because it was so bad. But I did a little sketch just so that I could have something to work over, as I, did thicker lines. And to be totally honest, I think the sketch was actually better looking than everything else in this video. So that was kind of interesting, for me at least. So in his skin, he didn't have a mouth. He just had that little hood thing, that neck piece. But I added in a mouth, and I changed the mouth a little bit, and when I got into the lines, but I probably should not have done a mouth. I think adding the mouth was overkill and sort of just took up too much space on the face. The hair, as you can see, I did not do a great job on. I thought I made the hair not as wide enough. Like, I kind of expected it to sort of contort, or I wanted it to sort of be a little curvier on the outside, and obviously the lines are very rough, so I should have spent more time getting good lines, but again, very early on. Now here I was sort of figuring out how to do the eyes. I honestly think I'm, for the time, I'm relatively happy about how the eyes turned out. I think I did a decent job on the reflections. And, for some just quick little eyes, I thought I did not do an awful job. And I ended up just copying that and rotating that around so that I could have, so that, like, I wouldn't have to do, the same thing over and over again. And there I sort of wanted to redo the hair. I thought I did an awful job. This was a little better, and it looked a little more natural. You can see I tried to make it a little wavier. Now, what I'm doing here is not erasing. What I thought I was erasing. I thought I was erasing, but what I was actually doing was just painting over, or penning over with the white color. So, basically, when I came to coloring in the work, it meant that I had to erase all of that white, which totally screwed me up. So that was like the biggest thing that I did wrong. It totally screwed up what I, totally screwed up what, I was doing for my art. I also did not know how to use gradients, which is something that I have now learned how to do, and I should have done that for the skin, because I don't think I did the skin very well, like the skin tone, but, again, still learning. And I tried the mouth out a lot. I didn't really know what to do. So I settled on that, and I did not like it. After now looking on it, I think it was kind of cheap, unneeded. But overall, like, from now, I was not super disappointed. Here, I was sort of seeing, like, what it would look like if the arm was up, and I just didn't have the time or the patience to really figure that out, considering that the rest of the skin was not a 3D intended skin. Though I can do 3D skins, in a way, sort of that model. And as you can see, you're starting to notice that I had to erase those lines, and that was screwing up my black lines, after I discovered the real eraser tool. So this was like a total failure. So sorry about that. Everybody must be like frowning upon me who's done art before. They're just like, oh, what are you doing? But yeah, this was a total failure. In terms of the erasing and the coloring part. But otherwise, I look at it, so not on it, why do I keep saying that? I look at it, and I'm not super disappointed, for my first real Minecraft art, or like digital art in general, I'm not disappointed. But here you're noticing that the lines are getting choppier and choppier, and that just gets worse as time goes on. So just, don't even start, it gets awful. Here I do some shading, which I personally thought I could have done a little better, considering that, his outfit sort of shades a little bit differently. It's not just one solid color, so I probably could have used a gradient for this, or I could have done some more complex shading, but I didn't, so that sort of messed me up a little bit. I also noticed that he had that thing on his chest, which I totally spaced out about, which came back to bite me later. And the mouth, the inside of the mouth, that was not awful. I thought it would go badly, but it didn't. Here I'm trying to figure out the hair, which was, I decided on that color for the hair. I think this color for the hair was like too brown. I thought the hair and that was sort of like a dirty blonde in his Minecraft skin. So that's another thing. The list goes on of the times I screwed up in making this avatar. So that was a failure, but here we go. We have got that sort of figured out, and the hair part I totally screwed up with the eraser, because as you can see I was erasing the previous ones. This like totally ruined me. And when I get to the other side of the hair, when I'm shading and doing the skin tone, it gets even worse. So just like prepare to be disappointed in me. So yeah, as you can see, the lines on the inside are getting very choppy, very uneven. You can see a lot of white through them. They don't feel fully done, so that was kind of disappointing. The eyebrows too, that was a really annoying thing to do, as they also outlined through them, but they were a lot thinner, which made it even harder. And I screwed up the outside edges of the eyebrows a lot, which made them look really dumb. It looked like they're sort of bleeding through to the skin, which was totally weird looking. Like around here, like that line just got too thin and looked weird from afar. I started to notice some things started to look kind of unevenly spaced, but I did not really care too much, just because. Now here I was doing some shading on the eyebrows and hair. I decided that the hair should have had a little bit of a different shading, but I just did that later on. Here I'm using the watercolor brush, which is the brush I was using before, but I discovered that oil paint was better because it was one solid thing, and it didn't have as much of a drastic response to pen pressure, which, actually worked better, because I did want a shift in skin tone, which is why I should have used a gradient, but what I did was, I didn't want such a weird painted look on the skin, and I couldn't really do that, because I didn't know how to use gradients, but, overall it's just a failure, so I'm kind of embarrassed just watching this. So if you want to support me and just tell me that, give me any advice, I will gladly take it, because it's the one thing I need. Here I'm screwing out the lines along the hair with the eraser. Not to mention the eyebrows get really butchered here. And I just got a virus update, but that's okay. So the mouth also did not work out as well as I hoped. The eyebrows just they killed me here. They did not work very well. So here I'm just sort of filling in the lines. Ugh, so hard to watch. I did a really bad job here. Please forgive me. Sorry for ruining this for you. But considering the first one who asked, it means a lot to me. So here, actually, this point, from afar, it did not look awful. I didn't mind it. I did notice the issues with it. But, I didn't mind it. It looked like it was done in MS Paint, which I was a little disappointed with. But, I just went along. Here I was sort of playing around with the hair. I settled on this one, which I don't think it worked out very well, because I think the hair was actually a lighter color, the skin was also lighter, which is something that I tried out here with the wand tool. I wanted to make the skin lighter. As you can see, it's more like the skin that was on the skin tone of the avatar should have been the hair color, and, the skin tone should have been a lot lighter. It was very dark, compared to his normal skin. It was still dark. I didn't really notice I just sort of brushed it off. At this point, that little thing, I don't know what the hell that is, but that I sort of forgot about, and that was difficult to do. I ended up using the just rectangle tool, copying and pasting it, moving it around. Now I could have done a much nicer looking hand-drawn freeform shape, but I just didn't have enough time, and you know, if I did that before, then it would have worked out better. So another thing I did wrong, sorry. So I ended up just doing multiple layers of that and just sort of dragging them around to make that shape, which honestly, you know, it didn't look too great, but I didn't hate it either. I thought it looked sort of like his skin in a way. I don't think it needed the mouth, but overall, you know, it was okay. So let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if you guys want me to try and do your skin again, just for practice. So I hope you guys like this video. So yeah, see you all later. Peace.